أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you people will be fine in the current situation. As you know that the university and classes are off due to the current pandemic of COVID-19. In this regard, the university is planning to start online classes. So I am here, your course instructor Muhammad Waqas, for the course Environmental Microbiology. Basically, in these lectures, we will move onward from the course, from the topic that we have already discussed in the class. As you know that we had started environmental microbiology, studied the basics of environmental microbiology, as well as different type of microbes present in the environment, their characteristics, their structures, and their habitat in the soil, and the mechanisms that why different type of microbes present in different type of soils. So in this lecture, basically, we will talk about only the number of microbes present in the soil. We will discuss the number of viruses present in the soil, the number of bacteria present in the soil, fungi, algae, and the number of soil fauna. So if we talk about the number and composition of microbes, so basically the number and composition of microbes present in the soil depend on the type of soil, that which type of soil is it is at. Either it is clay soil, either it is sandy soil, either it is silty soil. Similarly, the composition and number also depend on the structure of the soil. Either the soil is porous or non-porous. Similarly, the number and composition of microbes also depend on the humidity level of the soil, or simply if we say the moisture content or the water content of the soil, as well as it also depend on the organic matter content of the soil. If you look at this figure, yeah, uh, here are the number of microbes in thousand per gram of the soil. These bars show the number of aerobic bacteria as well as fungi and algae, and this show the dynamics through the depth of the soil. If you look at this figure, the microbial dynamics linearly change along the depth of the soil. For example, from 3 to 8 centimeter, the number is very high. If you go down through the horizons of the soil, so the dynamics of the microbes is linearly decreasing. And the main reason behind this, because as I told you, the type of the soil of different horizon, for example, A1, A2, B1, B1, and B2. These are different horizons of the soil. In each horizon, the type of soil is changing, their structure is changing, the humidity level is changing, as well as the organic matter content and other organic compound is changing, that affect the number of the number of each microbes. So the first one, if you talk about the viruses, as we already had discussed in the class, that the properties of viruses, and we also discussed that the viruses is present on the boundary of the living and non-living things, as well as other characteristics of the cell. So if you talk about the number of the viruses, so the exact number of viruses in the soil is still not known. However, it has been estimated, their mass has been estimated to less than 0.01 tons per hectare. The second one is bacteria. The number of bacteria basically range from a couple of millions to a couple of billions bacterial cell per each 1 gram of the soil. However, the highest number of bacteria occur in the layer of cultivable soil, as I already told you. And also, we have discussed the main reason behind this. Also, we will discuss in coming lines. So, the highest number of bacteria occur in the layer of cultivable soil, that is about 30 centimeter. In the cultivable layer, about 30 centimeter thick, there may be from several hundred kg up to few tons of bacterial mass per each 1 hectare of the soil. And the main reason behind that, because in the vicinity of the root and upon their surfaces, bacteria find an increased amount of organic compounds such as organic acids, amino acids, and vitamins. They are excreted by the plant roots. As here you can see in this figure. So we can say that a layer around the roots, that is called rhizosphere, a large number of bacteria and several times higher than the soil far away from the roots. So means that the rhizosphere area contain a higher number of bacterial biomass rather than the other soil away from the root of the plant. Similarly, if the soil reaches an organic compound, there live more bacteria. For example, usually in 1 gram of cultivable soil, there may be between 0.5 to 5 billion bacteria. And if we convert this into tons per hectare, it will range 1.5 to 15 tons per hectare. However, if we talk about the deeper layer of the soil, if we go deep into the soil, the number is quickly declining. And the main reason behind that, as I had told in the first slide, that the characteristics of the soil is changing, their humidity level is changing, their organic matter content is changing. Similarly, in acidic soil, the number of bacteria are also very low. However, we can find a large number of fungi in the acidic soil. The third one is fungi. Is you know that fungi occur in the form of mycelium or spores. Here you can see the spores and the structure of a mycelium. Uh, the number of each unit, means the number of fungi per 1 gram of soil, may reach to several thousands, for example 10,000, 20,000. Among that, the spores constitute from several to few dozen. However, that percent of the spores depend on the humidity and the organic matter content of the soil. Uh, as as we have discussed in the last slide, the fungi are most widely represented in acidic peat and forest soil. And in acidic peat and forest soil, there may be more numerous than bacteria. However, if we talk about their presence in the soil, the main mass of fungi is found in the upper layer of soil, that is 20 to 30 centimeter. In comparison to bacteria, the combined mass of fungi in the upper layer is almost that similar to that of bacteria, while in forest soil, or some we can say in acidic peat soil, it may be even greater. On average, if we talk about their number, it range between 0.001 to 1 billion fungi. By converting into tons per hectare, it will it range about 1.5 tons per hectare. Similarly, the fourth one is algae. Algae live mainly in the upper algae layer. Algae live mainly in the upper layer of the soil, anywhere between 10 to centimeter. In the area where the sunlight penetrates, for example, where very rarely found can found a very rare amount of algae below 50 centimeter, because the sunlight cannot penetrate in that area. However, their number may vary uh, between 100,000 to 3 billion per 1 gram of the soil. If I convert it to tons per hectare, it will up to 0.2 tons per hectare. However, if the condition is favorable, for instance, highly irrigated tropical soil, the number may be further increased from the designated numbers. Uh, the last one is the soil fauna. As we have discussed, the fauna means, simply we can say, the animals, the different type of animals found in the soil community. So among that, the first one is the protozoa. The protozoa can widely develop in adequately humid soil, means the soil that is rich in the moisture content. Their number may reach from few hundred to several millions per 1 gram of the dry soils. The mass of protozoa in the soil is between zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.5 tons per hectare. Similarly, the mass of nematode is between 0 to 0.2 tons per hectare, as well as the mass of earthworm is about 0 from 0 to 2.5 tons per hectare, and other animals, soil animals, range from 0 to 0.5 tons per hectare. So this was all about the number of soil microbes, means the number of microbes present in the soil.